mind? Is there something
Yeah.
that's occurred in the past 1,050 or whatever years?
Well, if I were to nominate any event, in terms of being responsible for that very constricted and limiting notion of productivity, that you're only really being productive if you're sitting alone, quietly, still at your desk, which is, I think, the limiting notion, Joda, that made you feel guilty when you were taking a walk, even though you know that if when you take a walk, that problem gets solved, from your own experience, that's going to happen. I would nominate the cognitive revolution of the middle of the 20th century
Hmm.
when um, researchers, scientists started thinking about the brain as a computer, and that was a very fruitful analogy, and that's all it is. It's a comparison of two things that are very unalike. It did produce a lot of advances, a lot of brilliant insights, but I think we took it too far, and it took on a life of its own in our culture and in our society, in the sense that we started expecting our brains to operate like computers. We started to imagine that our brains are sort of information processing machines, and the way that they work is that you feed information in and it kind of chugs along, and then it spits information out, or it spits the answer out. And of course, the brain is in a thousand ways not like a computer. It's an evolved biological organ that evolved to do things quite different from what we expect it to do in our modern knowledge based world. It actually evolved to do things like sense and feel the body, navigate through physical space, interact with other people, all these things that we tend to push aside when we think we need to get real work done. And my contention in the extended mind is that we need to make our work and our learning much more congruent with what the brain actually evolved to do. We need to sort of put all that stuff back into our learning and our work, and bring the
Yeah.
body and our physical surroundings and our relationships back into the process of thinking in those settings of school and work.